Hey Prima friends, welcome back to my channel, and this week we're going to talk about a few of my opinions about the ballet world. This video is turning into kind of a mishmash of things that I've noticed in Russia, Europe, the US, and kind of things that I don't like about the ballet world. So today I thought we would talk a little bit about the ballet world in general. I asked you guys last week on my video what were some of your favorite things and what were some things that you hated about the ballet world. And I really like kind of seeing what other ballet YouTubers are doing on YouTube. And this week, my teacher Ilya Kuznetsov in Moscow posted a video about working in the States versus in Russia. Claudia, Dean Coaching, posted a video about unpopular opinions in the ballet world. I think Catherine Morgan, she went on a big thing about mental health, and I just wanted to stand up and applaud because I think a lot of those things are oftentimes not addressed. So today I am gonna read some of your things that you hate about ballet, and I'm going to talk a little bit of things that are kind of difficult for me as a professional ballet dancer. So I thought we would get into some of your comments on things that you hated and what you love about ballet, and I'm so excited for all of the audience participation. That is so awesome. I love your comments and your questions in the comment section down below. So there were several comments on how much everybody loves to dance, loves the expressive part of it. They love the way their body feels to the music. They love creating things. They love having an imagination. But the biggest overall thing that most people didn't like was the pressure to be a certain weight or to fit a certain body type and an ideal. And even amongst adult non-professional dancers, and I just find that that is such a shame. So I think one of the things that I wish I could change about the ballet world is the intense attention to what you look like and fitting a certain mold. It's an unpopular opinion, but definitely kind of the thinner you are or the more lean, the better you're going to get cast, the better people are going to think that you work. Even seen people who've gotten parts just because of their physicality, and that always is a really difficult and bitter pill to swallow, especially when you really are kind of judged. And I have seen so many people who will judge a person because of their weight or what they look like, especially if you're coming back from an injury and maybe you aren't as thin as the girl next to you. There'll be an opinion that you don't work as hard as that person, and I just find that it's really hard to stand out as an individual without fitting into this thin mold. It's almost like you're given more attention by the thinner you are, and frankly, it's an old mentality. It works in Europe and in Russia, but I find that a lot of American companies operate in this idea that, oh, we don't have that here, but yet they really do, and that is like kind of misleading because you're told one thing but expected to do the opposite. And I much prefer when people are upfront and would say what they think instead of, you know, guessing that you're going to read the subtext on things. This video is turning into kind of a mishmash of things that I've noticed in Russia, Europe, the US, and kind of things that I don't like about the ballet world. You have to go through all of the ranks in order to be considered like a real ballerina or a real dancer. I find that especially in American companies, there's this heavy pressure on girls to go through kind of the ordeal that is being the corps de ballet, and it's hard for them to skip steps, which, yes, it's so great to be and work in the corps de ballet and to go up the ranks, but I find that a lot of dancers miss out on opportunity at the right time in their career because they're meant to climb this ladder and things are very vague. I much prefer the Russian system where you do go through the corps de ballet and go up the ranks in soloist, but you're given more opportunity and you're worked with as an individual. It's very difficult, I find, in a bigger company where you don't have teachers giving you individual attention, and that can be so hard to develop as an artist, to find opportunity to work on things, because it's so important if you want to grow artistically and technically to get that time in the studio, getting to do a run of the material that you need to do. Even if you are third, fourth, fifth cast, it's so important to have that time in the studio. And there's a big emphasis on kind of standing in the corner, standing around the room, and like learning the material, which that's great, but if you don't have a chance to try to do it, it can be really hard when you are given the opportunity to do it well. And that is a big difference between the way American companies work with European companies. I wish that in the ballet world, and this is something that you guys shared in your comments on my video, that there just seems to be a lack of invigoration and integration of the community in the States and ballet companies. And I find this kind of worldwide. I wish there was more of an opportunity to do outreach to the community that that company is serving, because when you introduce the artist and your mission statement to the people who are coming to see you, you build a relationship. And especially, this is something that I learned from working in Russia, when you meet the people who love your company, they create almost a team of people to come and support you. So it's so important to give back and to listen to the feedback of that community. I find that a lot of American companies go to try to impress the press for how they structure or schedule their rep, when they're not focusing on the root of the problem, which is it's really hard to get people in the States into the theater. And so you need to program in a way that is going to intrigue audiences who don't necessarily have a background in the performing arts. And I do think going forward and making ballet sort of resonate with the current generation is making stars and introducing them and their background and their life story to the audience. We love to follow people on social media, to watch vlogs, to do, the lifestyle thing. But yet you look at some of these companies and these communities and they have a very thin social media presence. Or name a principal dancer somewhere that's not in New York City or in San Francisco. It's really difficult, and that's a shame, because America's a big country with a lot of cash to spend on different things, and it would be so amazing to see that kind of spending change and have people be spending more to go and experience things. I love this job, don't get me wrong. It is a fantastic career. I have worked my whole life to do it, and I'm so grateful that I have a job where I get to do it, but there are things about it that can sometimes take away from the joy and the beauty and the sacrifice. Sometimes you have to ask yourself, for what am I doing it? And I would love to be one day a voice for change, and I'm so excited that there are more people standing up for mental health and people who are really trying to create an online presence. So I really look up to Catherine Morgan, and I really agree with what she says. You guys should definitely go check out her channel. And I love what my coach is doing in Moscow with his channel, Pro Ballet, because he's putting out exercises, putting out classes that you can follow along with, but then he's also telling some of his life story. And I really liked how he highlighted in his video about working for the US. The companies are not attached with a theater like they are in Russia, and so it can really feel almost like an office job. And technically this is my first season working in an American company, but guesting here quite frequently. Yes, we do sort of have this idea of we're getting ready to put on a product and then hopefully people will buy it, and A theater is sort of like a park. It's a place where people go for an experience, and I think that we need more integration of our companies here in the US into a theater, and that will create definitely a more creative company, a more creative audience. Yeah, I hope you guys liked some of my ramblings today. It was kind of a mess all over the place, but let me know in the comment section down below what you guys want to hear me talk about more. I am really enjoying taking Ilya's class by myself in the mornings, and then working on variations, and yeah, just like finding that time in the studio for myself. So if you're in Boston, come and look at our shows. We are performing through the end of March, and you will see me on stage. Check me out on Patreon. Please consider becoming a supporter there. It really helps me put out this content for you guys. And if you guys are interested in staying coronavirus free, not only just coronavirus free, but I do have a line of supplements that I sell on my website, and the link is down in the description below. Just a word of general caution: make sure that you up your vitamin D, C, and A intake right now, and be washing your hands, and take care. If you're feeling sick, go to a doctor right away. Also, okay guys, I am so happy that you tuned into my channel. Make sure you like and subscribe, and hit the bell, and share with your friends, and I will see you guys next week for another video. Bye! Things that I don't like about the ballet world.